Hello everyone, this is the Archfiend and welcome to Longbox Tetris number 9. Yes, a lot of you have been asking when the next Longbox Tetris is going to come out, and today's the day. Now, I just want to go over a few things here before I get into the questions here. And a lot of you may be asking, wait a second, why is it Longbox Tetris number 9? What happened to 8? 8 is on my website and on my website only. And I'm also here to announce today that all future episodes of Longbox Tetris will be on my website in my podcast. I have a little section, Arch's Podcast. When you click that, it'll take you. You can actually hear Longbox Tetris 8 there, and you're going to be able to hear future episodes there. The reason why I make it just on my website and it's just going to be an audio file is because, you really don't need the visual of any of this, and it takes up server space on YouTube, and I feel bad for them. And all right, I made the last part up, but anyways, future episodes of Longbox Tetris are going to be on my podcast. Got it, people? All right, let's get to the questions here. And of course, if you have any questions that you want to add to Longbox Tetris, just come to my website, click that picture that Harry made, and that takes you to my forum where you can post questions for Longbox Tetris, and this is what it looks like. So this is the forum section, and you post your questions here, and I read them here. And let's tighten things up so you guys can hopefully read this. Anyways, moving on with things here. On a scale from 1 to 10, and hello, Patrick, how are you doing, buddy? You're one of my best friends in the whole world. Anyways, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being terrible and 10 being godly, what would you rate the Godfather trilogy? I would rate it at about a 7. It's good, it's not godly. I don't see what the real significant hype is about it. I mean, the fact that it ends up on all-time lists kind of makes me scratch my head. I don't think the movie's that good, but I'm not going to go into details. Basically, it's the Godfather character that I think is very cartoonish and unbelievable. And yeah, I know it's a movie, but yeah. And by the way, I'm sorry this isn't standard definition, but I'm not shooting this shit with my high-definition camera. I'm sorry, people. I know I let you down with that. Do you prefer to get news from the internet newspapers or from television? Newspapers, can't say I've picked one up in a while. Internet, I guess, is my main source, but I would say Sirius Satellite Radio is actually the main source that I get my news from, so you didn't even list that, so how about that? My for or against healthcare reform, everything eventually needs to be reformed, so I guess I'm for it, but the specifics of it aren't even close to being worked out, so you can't even come to a final opinion on that anytime in the near future, because that's going to get batted around Congress for years to come, probably. Will I ever make a new list of assholes? I'm probably not going to make a new list of anything. I'm not a big fan of lists, and that's one of the main reasons why I stopped doing the list of douchebags. It's kind of like cliche and silly, and I know you guys got a kick out of it and all, but yeah, it just wasn't me. Just wasn't me. Why do you have to be so tall? I wish you were shorter. So do I. I hit my head a lot, so it's not everything it's cracked up to be. What is my favorite internet meme? My favorite internet meme is the one that I started that I stole from a movie, which is saying, that is all. Just like, you say, what you have to do is you have to say something, just kind of like abrupt or short, and you end with that is all. Like, you just say, my cat bit its tongue today. That is all. That's my favorite internet meme because I created it and I have an ego and I can't accept any other memes other than my own. Or memes, whatever you call it. I don't know. I'm giving it a French accent, I guess. Can you divide by 0? If so, what would happen? Do you think... What... Oh my god. Do you know of a good laptop for doing vids? Does my icon offend you? Your icon is 2 girls, 1 cup, and it's the Princess Peach and Toadstool with, looks like the 1-up icon. But anyways, no, that is not offensive at all. If you divide by 0, what would happen? The time-space continuum would go out of whack, and a lot of things would be messed up. But a good laptop for making videos is not mine. The one that you're looking at here is really bad. It's got a terrible processor. And when I render my high-definition videos, it cripples my computer. Though I figured out something that makes it go a little bit faster and better, stronger, just like the Daft Punk song. Little April, Teen Topanga, Trixie Teen, or Little Summer. Oh my god, that's not even a choice. It's Little Summer. I have seen Teen Topanga because she was in a video with Little Summer. I have no idea who Trixie Teen is or Little April. But yeah, I'm loyal. I'm loyal to my bitches, Little Summer and Kimmy. I'm loyal to them. I don't cheat on my internet girls. You know how I roll with that. Is UFC fake? Fixed? Fake. I wrote it wrong. Did I wrote it correctly? Is UFC fixed or fake because Machida beats Shogun? Boy, this shows you how long I haven't answered these questions. My God, oh my God, this is from 2 months ago. UFC can be fake. There have definitely been some bouts, much like the Machida beating Shogun, that would lean towards, boy, did one of these guys have money bet on themselves. But anyways, yeah, I mean, it can be fake. You can say about any competition, any sport, but I don't think I've seen anything that's too clear cut that makes me go, wow, holy shit, that guy definitely took a dive. Couple instances of lower rung guys, but no, I don't think any of the major guys are messing around. They want to keep business legit. It's for the good of the sport. All right. Why the hell do you have all these vids where you just sit in front of the camera not saying anything or doing anything, wasting all of our time? Like the Dark Knight pre-review, mandatory beta channels are delayed, and my thoughts on G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra. Alright, those videos serve one purpose, and they serve one purpose only. The reason why I make those videos is because have I ever farted in public? Yes. I mean, is there a day that goes by where I don't fart in public? That should be the question. That answer would be no. Where have all Geb's posts gone? That's a very good question. You know, I've recently implemented a new rule here, and thank you for asking that question, the awesome Archfiend. That's funny, you have the same name as the guy that has the website here. Geb's posts are gone because I now have a new rule. It's called the 50 IQ quota, in that anytime you post a question here, it must resemble a post that a person that has at least an IQ of 50 would post. All right? So if you fall under that, then I am not going to allow the comment to stay here or the question to stay here. So the majority of Geb's posts got erased because they fell under that quota mark. So poor Geb. All right. Which type of music is my favorite on this list? Rock, heavy metal, rap, hip hop, techno, classical, or other? None of the above, because I do not see solid Christian rock anywhere. Solid Christian rock is hands down the single greatest genre of music ever. Period. Sorry to yell at the camera there. Oh, look at that. We're already on to the next page. 3 more pages to go, people. Isn't this fun? All right, let's try and haul through these. Did you know that your sister is wildly attractive? Hell yes. And there's that solid Christian rock reference up there, by the way. Hell yes, I know she's wildly attractive. I know that in more ways than one. Not going into that, but anyways, is the Angry Movie Dork asking way too many questions? Not really, because a lot of his questions fall under the 50 IQ quota, and therefore they get axed. What is my favorite Zat sound? It, of course, is Manwa. It has to be Manwa. It's Manwa and Mary Bism. Manwa and Mary Bism. Those are the 2 best sounds. Am I going to see Toy Story 3? Probably not, because Toy Story 2 was such a letdown compared to Part 1 that it's pretty much assured me that I am not going to go to pay into a movie theater to see Toy Story 3. Plus, it will look so much better on Blu-ray when it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray. Whatever, you know what I meant. Archfiend. Few days back, I was on your YouTube page, that's good grammar, and I saw the Angry Movie Dork posted a comment on your profile asking you to thank him for subscribing to you. Do you think that was a douchebag move? What do you think about it? I think he should be thanking you for making such good vids. Oh, well, thank you, Jola Waski, whatever your name is. Yeah, that was a douchebag move on his part, and but then again, examine the source. What are some of your hobbies other than video making? That's a good question. Doing parkour and okay, you don't want the joke answers. My other hobbies other than video making, I love my Philadelphia Eagles, and I don't know, I think I'm gonna be making a video about that once they start getting into the playoffs here and start talking shit about the Cowgirls, because there's a good chance they're going to be facing them in the first round. If not, I mean, Eagles, it's not out of the question we'll get a first round bye. I didn't think that at all this year till now, but the Minnesota Vikings are tanking, and they're going to let that spot go, and that is going to be the Eagles for the taking. If the Eagles win out this season and if the Vikings lose another game, then it's going to change the dynamics of everything. But anyways, I love football. I love sports. I love YouTube. Oh my God, I wake up every morning, and the second I log on to YouTube, my dick gets hard. All right, it doesn't, but I still like it. Um, yeah. What else do I do? I don't do anything else. I live on a farm, people. What else is there to do here? I milk cows and gather eggs in the morning. Next question. Why are some people so determined to take away others' happiness? They take away, and I'm sure TJ is referring to him and I. TJ and I are obviously alpha males amongst the rest of you because, number one, we're so gorgeous. We're damn near perfect in every other way as well. So people are just basically jealous. They're jealous that they don't have what we got. So they're always going to try and take our happiness away, TJ. But, it's a cruel world. What are you going to do? Arch, what is my stance on corporations taking their business overseas to cheaper labor markets such as China and India? And am I surprised that you asked a serious question? Yeah, I am surprised you asked a serious question, but I think you came to the reality that there was no way you're going to get questions allowed here unless you started asking serious questions, so it wasn't really that much of a surprise. My stance on corporations taking their business overseas for cheaper labor is that it's going to happen no matter what. I mean, you can impose tariffs on trade like they're doing with China and, try and make their economy less by making our internal economy more viable to invest with because of those tariffs. But anyways, I'm not going to get into details with that. That sounded boring. It is what it is, and people will work for pennies a day, and some people will only work for dollars a day on the hour or whatever. I don't know. It's going to happen, and it is what it is, and blah blah blah. What was your dream job you always wanted to be when you were a child? I always wanted to be some form of like Navy SEAL or special forces person. Like I love the James Bond films and war movies. I always wanted to be like one of those elite groups, like whatever that blows shit up or whatever. But I can't pass an army physical, so I can't get into any of those. So I can't be James Bond. Anyways, hi Patrick, how you doing, buddy? Why are so many people breaking the 3 question per person rule? And now I openly admit that I used to post a lot of questions, but I don't anymore, lol. Anyways, do I like the life simulation game called The Sims? No, not really. I bought it for PlayStation 2, and I haven't played it in years, and only played it a little bit when I got it. What is my most common and frequent hobby? Don't just say one of your old answers, such as eating broccoli or working out. Well, I run more than anything else, so that is my most frequent hobby. Running and sex. There you go. And milking the cows on the farm. Alright. Have I ever cross-dressed like she? No. That's Dr. Shit from my chat room. I encourage you to make a video bashing Scientology. It deserves it. Yeah, I would too, but you know what? There's already 1,000 videos that have done that, and I would just be piling on the generic pile of shit that is Scientology. And it's not like we don't know everything already about those assholes. Next question. My favorite Autobots are Optimus Prime, Jazz, Ironhide, Wreck-Gar, and Bumblebee, blah, 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 blah. Okay, thank you, Rodri, for telling me that. I don't care. Do I like cabbage soup? Yeah, it's okay. Okay. Who the hell is that guy asking dumb questions with a picture of Rick Astley? I don't know. I don't care. You like the Nostalgic Critic. What are your thoughts on the Nostalgic Chick? I like that review of Labyrinth, but that's mainly because I like the movie Labyrinth. Also, is there anyone else on the guywithglasses.com you like besides Nostalgic Critic? I don't really like Nostalgic Critic that much, in all honesty, but no one else on this site. I haven't really watched or gotten into too much of anyone else on that site, so Do you believe in the political philosophy of representation by population? Basically, it means you're going to describe it for me. Thank you, dude. Basically, it means that more people populace your ethnic group or culture or race has, the more representation you should receive in government. Well, I'll tell you what the quagmire with that is that it doesn't define representation by sex. So you could say there's, whatever, 10% population of Hungarians in Turkey. Should they have 10% representation in the public office because of their race, or should it be based on the sex of the individual? In other words, 60% of those people might be female. There's more females in this world than there is males. And I can tell you right now, that shit would never fly, because the men in charge right now are not going to give up the majority of the power to women. It doesn't make it right or wrong. It just makes it is what it is. So yeah, it's a good idea in concept, but in reality, it should be just the better candidate, and the race and culture and sex of the person shouldn't matter. But this world is messed up, and I don't know if I'm saying no. Do I believe or condone vigilantes? Well, technically, the Ku Klux Klan would say that they are vigilantes because they hung a black kid that looked at a white girl in town. So I don't condone that. But then again, the guy riding around in his pickup truck on the border of Texas, rounding up people that come over the border illegally, could be seen as a more noble vigilante. But yeah, it depends on what you're talking about. If your answer was no, then what's your opinion on North America's representation? Blah blah blah. I don't care, dude. If you could, would you kill Geb, and how would you kill him? I would feed him pickles till he died. Just shoving pickles in his mouth till he died. That's as creative as I can get. If force equals mass times acceleration, then if the mass of the object is 3 kilograms and the acceleration is 2 meters per second, then what is the force? The force is with you. That is what it is. What is your favorite fight in Punch-Out on the NES, and why? Glass Joe, because he's a frail little Frenchman, and who doesn't like beating up a frail little Frenchman? I mean, that's like next to sex as the biggest joy in life. I'm just kidding about that. Anyways. No, I wasn't. Do you know that I'm Canadian? Actually, I thought you were not Canadian. But if you are from Canada, I guess you're from British Columbia. I was born in America, though, and I'm far more patriotic towards the States. Good for you. What do I enjoy doing more, Longbox Tetris or Ask the Archfiend? I barely do either ones, but I guess Longbox Tetris, since now it's just going to be primarily on my website, and I only have to talk into a microphone to get it. Anyways, am I a fan of Asian food? If so, Japanese or Chinese? Chinese, because no, honestly, I can barely name any Japanese specific meals, but Chinese I can name 100. All right, 2 more pages to go. We're flying through these here, people, and I'm sorry this is already, probably like 50 minutes long. Why is Gibbs so fat? Because his IQ is so low. Lower IQ people have fatter bodies. That's a proven fact. Do I think that Angry Movie Dorks vids suck? Because everyone else does. I don't know. I barely watched them. Are you going to buy a Snuggie anytime soon in the near future? I'm going to buy a DX Snuggie, and I'm gonna give some to my fans for Christmas. How you like that? Okay. What would you do for a Klondike bar? I would walk around town wearing a Snuggie. That's what I would do. If a tree falls in the middle of the forest and that tree is made into the paper that the douchebag list was written on, does it make a sound? Yes, the sound it makes is douche. That's the sound it makes. When is Longbox Tetris Episode 9 coming out? Never. Who the hell's the other guy asking dumb questions with a picture that looks like the kid version of AVGN with a mental problem? What that is that's a kid that looks like AVG in real life with a mental problem. That's who it is. Yes? No. No? Yes. Are you an H1N1 observer or denier? I'm an observer. I mean, I acknowledge it exists, but I'm not going to get vaccinated or anything for that shit, nor do I recommend anyone getting vaccinated for that shit. Do I like the TV show called Glee? No, never heard of it. I actually never saw it. I did actually hear of it. When is Longbox Tetris 9 coming out? Never. Why does the angry movie dork racist ask too many goddamn questions? Because racist people ask a lot of questions, and that's a proven fact. I saw it. Einstein proved that theory one time, and if he proved it, then it is true. What is the best worst movie line of all time? By this I mean a movie line that was so bad it made you lull. Um, Best worst movie line of all time. Anything said by Marlon Brando in The Godfather, because his voice is so cartoonish and dumb that I could never take it serious. So I treat it as a comedy because no one talks like this in real life. So how am I going to believe this character for a second? That was my terrible Marlon Brando impression. But anyways, you get the point, people. I don't find the character believable. So anything he says makes me lull because I see it as the epiphany of bad acting. What religion are you, if any? I am a. I don't care about any sort of religion, and I will just let whatever happens when the day may come, and try and be a good boy till then, and not, shoot up a post office or anything like that in the meantime. Best angry movie dork review. Well, that's the first time I saw best and angry movie dork in the same sentence. How about that? Nothing. It's 6 Newtons. Oh, Ekmek, aka Mr. Rapeface. Um, and by the way, you can see a picture of Ekmek in my fans in real life section. It's linked on the top. You can find it in the top little navigation bar. Anyways, stop asking for help on your physics homework. Is Operation 178 good? That is classified. Why does the angry mood or race have so many kind of questions? Because he's trying to be cool like me. Yeah, if you say so, Patrick. How tall are you, imperial or metric? It doesn't matter. I like that you called the North American or the American version imperial. That's kind of funny. I almost laughed. I am 6'1.5". Do I watch porn? Hell yes, and I am loyal to Kimmy and Summer. I said that earlier. Hey Arch, what do you say you and I and maybe a few others go burn down the Church of Gabology? I'll pay for the flamethrowers. That's an excellent idea. Hopefully it's already set on fire. They probably light each other's farts on fire during service, so it's probably just going to burn down on its own. What do you think of my profile icon? It's real badass, and it shows everyone that you don't mess with Rodri or else he'll pull a BB gun out and shoot you. Should you change your signature? You should change it to a different color, probably. I mean, green is rather putrid, and it's a rather putrid shade of green. Looks like baby shit. What do I think is the worst 007 movie? Hands down, Moonraker. Moonraker's the worst, though I haven't seen a lot of the recent. I haven't seen like the last 3 or 4 James Bond films, so they might be worse. But Moonraker, I mean, come on. It's about space shuttles. Oh my god, space shuttles in outer space. That's not a James Bond flick. That's a corny science fiction fail movie. All right. What was that noise? My final question for the time being: why must everyone anger me by saying yoink? Why doesn't anyone listen to me? Yoink is illegal, you know. What he's talking about is like sometimes on my website I have a little live video where I can broadcast live videos, of course, and I will sometimes make a yoink sound. And what it is my computer has certain sounds set up for like The Simpsons. Like if I have a page or a file open and I minimize it, it says yoink. And there's other different Simpsons sounds that my computer makes during different actions. And Rodri sometimes hears this when I'm on live video, and it pisses him off. So everyone go to Rodri Superstud 69's YouTube channel. I'll leave a little annotation on the screen here, and just simply say yoink. He loves it. He loves it. Why do I think Shane Dawson adds annotations to all his videos, and how come he always puts exclamation points and everything at the end of his titles, blah, blah, blah. You can find out the answer to that in Arch's podcast, cheap promotion. Yeah, I gave my feelings on Shane Dawson and a lot of other topics, like, the America and the war in Afghanistan and other things on my podcast, so check that out if you want. My thoughts on, like, Nigga Higa, Niga Higa, whatever, and Shane Dawson and all that good shit that I don't feel like making videos about on YouTube. If you're on death row and you had one day to live, you would watch any movie you want, have sex with anyone, and eat whatever your last meal. What would you choose? The movie I would watch would be The Breakfast Club, because I simply think that is the most enjoyable movie I've ever seen in my life. Sex with anyone I want would be Kimmy from Kimmy and Summer. I mean, I've discharged my seeds so many times towards her that I feel it'd be fitting that the last person I had sex with would be her. So that's just a given. And my last meal, oh my god, my last meal would be 2 bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits from McDonald's and just a big bowl of mashed potatoes smothered in cheddar cheese. And I would put extra salt on everything too. Yeah, that just happened. Oh man, have you ever considered e-begging? No. If I ever e-begged, that would quite possibly be the most hypocritical thing on the history of the planet, and I would expect every single person to unsubscribe to me if I ever did that. And you can quote me on that. What is my favorite Autobot? Just kidding. Do you think that Obama is doing a good job? Obama is doing all right job. He's doing a better job than the previous president, who will remain nameless. But I'm kind of disappointed that he's not getting a lot of stuff done. And the reason why I'm disappointed is that he has a very, very democratic House of Representatives. I mean, the Congress that he's working with has such a significant advantage compared to the previous president that he should have no problem getting anything he wants passed, but he's having issues. And the problem with that is that shows a lack of confidence in the elected officials in the executive. So, yeah, it shouldn't be like that. Like, all the guys on your team should be like, with you, but it doesn't seem that way. So, something's kind of iffy about the way things are going, and all this change you talked about and everything, the fact that a lot of it's not happening is yeah, I mean, I know it's kind of only a year into his term, but I just feel things should have progressed a little faster and more shit should have happened. But at the end of the day, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's still an evil smoker, but I can overlook that, I guess. But yeah, Brock's doing a decent job. I just wish he was doing a lot more. But I'm still supporting him for now, even though I've not been agreeing with everything he's been doing as of late. But anyways, people, that concludes Longbox Tetris number 9. And remember, people, if you want to see the future episodes of it, you have to click the little link for Arch's podcast, and the link will be in the video description over. Yeah, what an epic episode, I'll tell you, people. I can't wait to do more of these. Anyways, so yeah, come over to my website, click that little picture that Harry made on the front page if you have a question that you want to submit for Longbox Tetris. And holy shit, this video was long. Everyone, have a good day, and brush your hair, take care, and make sure you wash your underwear. That's about as good of a rhyme as I can come with this early in the morning. Peace out, people.